everybody, thanks for tuning into my channel. Today I have teamed up with Cochlear Americas to share a really special announcement about cochlear implants. And I just want to be clear, sometimes throughout the video I'll refer to Cochlear Americas as just Cochlear, but I just use that interchangeably. They are one and the same. Now today's video is going to focus on probably one of the most common questions I get regarding cochlear implants and our journey, which is why we chose cochlear implants before Charlie was able to make the decision for herself. For those of you that don't know, a cochlear implant is an electronic device that allows deaf people to hear. They're designed to mimic the function of a healthy inner ear. They have two parts to the system. The external sound processor, which you can see here on Charlotte's ear, is the new device that's blinking by her ponytail, and then an implant that is surgically placed under the skin and attached to an electrode array that is placed in the inner ear. And I will always preface all of my videos to say my experience and what we chose for our family might not be what somebody else would choose for their family. And I completely understand that. I'm not here to judge anybody. As I always say, as long as you are giving your child love and language, you are doing a great job. I just want to be able to share the things that me and my husband thought about when we were making this decision, the weight of it, what went into it, and why we ultimately chose cochlear implants for Charlie, our daughter. I'll link some videos below, but if you don't know, our daughter Charlie was born with profound hearing loss, and you can learn more about that in some of my previous videos. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics website, an estimated 3 in 1,000 infants are born in the US each year with moderate, severe, or profound hearing loss. Hearing loss has such a big impact on a child's life. It's not only their language development and their speech, but it's also on their mental health and their social skills and their socioeconomic opportunities and their education. So there's a lot of factors that go into why a parent is making these choices for their children. According to the National Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorders website, more than 90% of deaf children are born to hearing parents. And that, combined with all of the effects of hearing loss that I just discussed, beg the question to implant or not to implant. So this is where the announcement comes in. I am so excited to partner with Cochlear to share that cochlear implants, which are the established treatment for kids with significant hearing loss, is now approved for kiddos as young as 9 months old. And that is huge, you guys. It was previously the established treatment for children at the age of 12 months old. But what the FDA has recognized, which Cochlear has really done a really great job at demonstrating, is that there is such a huge opportunity for language development between the ages of 9 months old and 12 months old. So that 3 months, as young and as small as that sounds, it's actually a huge period of language learning, and it's critical months that you don't want your kiddo to miss if you can help it. Charlie was actually implanted at 10 months old. So we were able to get early approval based on our insurance and a bunch of other factors. So we were really lucky before the FDA announcement, and my heart is just so full that other parents are gonna be able to have that opportunity as well and not jump through as many hoops. So before I go into why we personally made this decision for Charlie, I want to share some benefits about early implantation that I think are really critical in showing why the FDA made that decision and what the things we looked at were when we were making the decision for our own family. So the very first thing is pretty obvious, but the sooner you have access to sound, the sooner you're able to learn to listen and to speak. And because cochlear implants help children speak, research actually shows that kids who are implanted earlier on in life have speech performance scores that are much closer to those of their normal hearing peers. So that's pretty amazing. So another huge benefit of cochlear implants is that 80% of children who are implanted before 12 months of age demonstrated that they had the receptive vocabulary that was within normal range for their age. And 81% of children who were implanted early with cochlear implants were able to attend a mainstream school. That really played an impact into our decision for Charlie. So another type of hearing technology that is available to children is hearing aids. And research does show that kiddos with severe to profound hearing loss who have cochlear implants, they have better speech recognition than kids that just have hearing aids. So that's just an important reason to not delay access to cochlear implants if that is the route that you are deciding for your family. So those are the benefits of early implantation with cochlear implants. I'm so excited that 9 months is now the benchmark for how early kiddos can get implanted, and I think it's gonna make a really big difference over time as we see these babies grow and develop, like my little Charlie, if you've been following along with our journey. For us, for my family personally, we wanted her to have access to sound. We wanted her to develop speech, spoken language, listening skills. Ultimately, we have a goal for her to be mainstreamed in school. Now I want to talk a little bit why we chose Cochlear Americas for Charlie and a little bit more about how she's doing now. So there's so much to consider when you are trying to choose a cochlear implant company. Lots and lots and lots. But Cochlear Americas, for me, the customer service was just far above and beyond. Whenever we found out Charlotte was deaf and we decided on cochlear implants, a representative from Cochlear Americas reached out to us and was able to meet me for coffee, and I was able to sit down, ask her questions, see the equipment, and I actually got to hold the sound processor up to Charlie's head and sort of start to visualize what it would really feel like and what it would really look like and what real life was going to be. And the representative that I met with was so knowledgeable and answered all my questions, and I just immediately felt at ease, and I felt really comfortable and really sure of our decision to go with Cochlear Americas after that meeting. In terms of equipment and why we chose Cochlear Americas, I will say I do think their sound processors stuck out to me. I think their technology really stuck out to me, and even though we don't use all of the fancy features yet, like the iPhone direct streaming and the Bluetooth, we still reap all the benefit of the amazing technology that is inside of the processors and the sound processors. So we were really, really happy with them. One thing that I loved about Cochlear is that we had the option to do an over-the-ear device like the Nucleus 7 and an off-the-ear device like the Kanso. I really love how discreet the Kanso processor is. People are actually amazed when I tell them that Charlotte is deaf because they didn't even notice she was wearing a processor. And I was joking with my husband just recently that more people stop me and ask about my son's hemangioma birthmark, which is like a red birthmark on his head, than they ever stop and ask me about Charlotte's hearing loss or her cochlear implants. They're very discreet, they work really well, there's great retention. She's 2.5 years old, so at this state in the game, we needed something that was going to stay on her head and have good retention. That is what we have with the way Cochlear has designed the Kanso and has provided clips that we can clip them into our hair. So that's been really great for us. So we're very, very happy that we went with Cochlear Americas. They just checked all of the boxes that we had when it came to cochlear implants. We couldn't be happier. Charlie is doing incredible now. She's been implanted since she was 10 months old, like I said, and now she is 2.5 years old. Every day she is saying something new or showing us an understanding of something new that blows my mind. She has done speech therapy since she was 2 months old and recently had the opportunity to attend the Memphis Oral School for the Deaf, where she really just made huge leaps and bounds in her listening and spoken language. She loves music, she loves to sing. I need to really sit down and count how many words she knows now because her vocabulary is pretty extensive, I think, for a kiddo who's only 2.5 years old who was born completely deaf. It's mind-blowing. She is singing so many songs. She's putting 3-word sentences together. She's doing incredible. So for our family, we could not be happier with the decision we made to have Charlie implanted as soon as possible. I'm so excited that other parents are going to be able to have the opportunity to have early implantation and access to cochlear implants without jumping through a bunch of hoops at 9 months old. Thank you so much, Cochlear, for the opportunity to partner together. I love being able to help announce that the FDA has now approved implantation for children as young as 9 months old. That is huge, you guys. Those 3 months of language are so pivotal, so huge. This is going to make such a big difference in so many lives of children and so many families. I'm just excited to witness it all. If you want to check out more of Charlie's story, more of our journey, follow us over on Instagram at ChristyKeenCan. Thank you guys. Have a good day.